Following a record-setting career as a quarterback at Penn Hills High School in Pittsburgh, Hollis Mathis made the decision to become part of Mike London's first recruiting class at William & Mary.
Yeah, when we first started recruiting Hollis, his personality, he's got a bubbling personality. He's very animated, he's very charismatic and all those things. So kind of reminded me a little bit, just getting recruited and getting ready to go into playing college ball.
Once I was able to see the campus and they took me through, and I was able to see not just the natural beauty of the campus and all the types of things that there are to see, visually about campus, but then they started telling me what type of things that Coach London and staff stand for and kind of what the program tradition was like and kind of what the entire school was about. And it was just one of those places that I wanted to be part of Coach London's program, and then once they kind of introduced me to what William & Mary was, it was one of those things where it was almost like a match made in heaven.
It didn't take long for Hollis to make a name for himself, becoming the first true freshman quarterback to start the season opener at William & Mary since 1975. He would set school records for most total yards, passing yards, and rushing touchdowns by a true freshman.
Hollis was always one of the highest effort people I've ever been around. So he shows up every day with an incredible amount of energy and effort, which are things that are controllable and things that we talk about all the time in our room and as an offense now. He shows up, he cares deeply, he cares a ton about his teammates, and then he is always, when the play is going on and in between plays, he is always someone that is expressing with the highest amount of effort and showing everybody else what it looks like to be completely 100% all out.
One of the things that I remember a whole lot from that season was just kind of leaning on the older guys a ton. We had really good senior leadership those years. Ted Hefter was one of the guys that was I leaned on a lot to kind of help carry the leadership component of being the starting quarterback, because at the time, being the overconfident 18-year-old, I don't think I was really there to be able to wholeheartedly lead a team. I think I had the competence and the play to be able to lead a team.
I'd like to hope that I was a part of his development as a player and as a leader. As a true freshman, he came in, he's 18 years old. He's new to the area, he's from Pittsburgh, and I knew that in my role, part of it could be helping aid him in some of the leadership aspects when he's thinking about every little thing about quarterbacking and being a player immediately. So that was a big piece of my role initially. We bonded over that. We were very similar in a lot of ways, just in the sense of always wanted to be our best self, trying to maximize all of our potential, and then making sure we impact as many people as we can positively along the way.
The storybook start to Hollis's career took an unfortunate turn when he suffered a serious shoulder injury that would require surgery. When he returned after an extensive rehabilitation process, another talented quarterback, Darius Wilson, had joined the Tribe program and claimed the starting job.
When you go through the injuries, and particularly the most traumatic with the shoulder issue, it attacks you emotionally, not only physically, but also mentally. And so how you handle things is a way to respond in terms of, can you overcome this adversity that you have? And so I know initially it was tough. I mean, obviously for every student athlete, every athlete that gets injured and, soft tissue injury, but his went far beyond that.
When I first got here, he was hurt. I think he was coming back from a shoulder injury. So he wasn't really involved in fall camp as much. And it wasn't until after my first fall season that we really had to compete against each other.
He gets hurt, things are tougher for him. We still communicated while I was at Western Michigan and Dayton at different coaching spots, but it was always the same stuff, right? It always comes back to what do you have control over? It's your daily effort, your daily energy, how are you treating other people, all the things that our program is founded upon with Coach London. And he's not playing as much, he's going through a lot of stuff, and he's not himself physically, so what can you then do?
I think my biggest game plan going into the whole process of recovery was trying to find ways to be effective in helping the team without being able to play. Up to that point, every way that I was able to help the team, as I've previously mentioned, was through my play, through my competence on the field. And so I think it was almost like a blessing in disguise to be able to find ways to learn how to do the opposite of how to help the team be successful and help win without being able to play.
When you get to that point, you see a guy that can overcome those obstacles and then come on the other side of it. It's truly amazing. And I think his story is, it resonates with, so what now what, which we kind of adopted that philosophy and that phrase as kind of the program had, stuff happens to you, So what are you going to do about it?
Looking to get back on the field and help the team in any way possible, Hollis started working as a running back, punt returner, and wide receiver, while occasionally taking some snaps at quarterback as part of the tribe's wide array of trick plays. Now in his final season, he is the leading receiver for William & Mary's nationally ranked team.
Hollis always knew exactly what to do in every position, but the physical act of doing all those things, not just knowing the coaching points, is extremely difficult.
Whenever we had the conversation, it kind of came at the same time whenever they were deciding where we'd go with the starting quarterback spot for the start of the year, and they were letting me know that they were probably going to go with Darius, but that they wanted to find other ways to get me involved in the offense.
Being self-evaluative, he said he saw the skill set that Darius had, and he's like, Coach, I mean, I got all these staples in my shoulder. I just want to help the team win. I just what can I do?
I think it's a really hard thing to do, just because, especially in our offense, it's really complicated and really complex, and so you really got to have your head wrapped around into a lot of different things and have a great understanding of the offense, which he obviously does. And then you also need to have like the athletic ability and the skill, which I don't have, but he obviously does.
He's playing every position possibly for us, and he's done that since he's been a player at William & Mary. So with that extra time, I think he also took some time mentally to figure out, okay, if I can be the absolute most value I can for this program, I need to know everything. So he got more in the playbook and figured out more of what we do offensively.
I think it's one of those things where even though I've never played any of those positions in high school, pretty much never done it in Little League either, but I have two older brothers, and so that means that there's a lot of football being played, on some extracurricular timing, outside of these organized settings. So I'd thinking back, like as I was kind of, making the transition, I would recall on some of these skills, and I would be like, man, this is just like the game that me and my brothers used to play in the backyard. Me and my brothers and my cousins used to play in the backyard.
When you're a quarterback, you really have an understanding of the entire game of football, probably better than most positions. So at receiver, he has an understanding of where to sit down in zones, what a DB looks like in certain coverages. He has a really good understanding of all those things. So going to receiver, he's able to apply that, and it's a really good safety valve for me because I always know where he's going to be, and he knows where I want him to be at all times.
I think that's the thing about William & Mary and just college as a whole. You grow and you learn so much more about the things that you're able to do and the things that you are willing to do and the things that are important. And I think that I've found that team success and winning these games and playing with your teammates is way more important than whatever position you're lining up in and the role that you're asked to do.
He has very good values. He's got a lot of loyalty to Coach London and his program. He understands the value of loyalty and being in a place and growing there. So I think he's done such a good job of that, and that's first and foremost him understanding the degree here and then his commitment to Coach London, and something that is not as common in today's college football world is the loyalty to the program if you're not doing exactly what you want to do.
I'm so proud to see the beginning stages of that, to see the maturation to where it is now, and hopefully when he leaves here to where it takes off for him.